All right. So welcome, Alex, and thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I'm Rebecca Forge, and I'm the HR business partner dealing with your grievance. And first, I'd like you to just tell me in your own words the grievance that you've lodged with your line manager.
All right, I'd just like to say up front that I'm quite reluctant to do this, but I felt I had no choice.
Yeah.
I advised our line manager, Nadia, that due to the staggered start and finish times at the store, that any time Nadia leaves first, Ashley leaves 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
And she always has a reason why. It's either she's got to go to the doctor, or the kids are sick, or there's a tradesman coming. And I know that she's been going through a lot of family grief lately because her husband left her, and she's dealing with 2 young kids, etc. But like I said, I'm kind of tired of wearing the brunt of it. And so I've actually been documenting some of it. And I've got some of the times here. For example, on the 27th of the 1st, Ashley's shift was from 9 till 5. Nadia's shift was from 7 till 3. And Nadia left at 3:35, and Ashley left at 3:45. And her reason this time around was that, she had a tradesman come in to install Foxtel at home.
Okay. So thank you, Alex. So firstly, just let me clarify the issue in relation to Alex leaving early without prior notification on the days your line manager finishes early. So once Nadia finishes, within 15 minutes, Ashley will advise that she has to leave as well. And the last time was to meet a Foxtel tradesman because there was nobody else available to do it for her. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. What I would like to do is, if it's all right, you've done the right thing by bringing it forward, but what I want to do is ask you a couple more questions. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay, we will try and resolve the matter as quickly as possible. We don't want, to make it awkward for you or for Ashley, so we want to get this resolved as quickly as possible. But do let me reiterate, you've done the right thing by coming forward. We want to get these things dealt with. Okay. Alex, has anyone else been rostered on the days that Ashley finishes early?
No.
No. Are there any other days that Nadia leaves early? Are there any other patterns, for example, is it always a Tuesday?
No, there's no real patterns. It's basically when Nadia is on and when she leaves early, that tends to be the case when this happens.
All right. And Alex, you've approached Ashley about this?
I have approached Ashley, and she didn't take it very well at all. In fact, she was incredibly rude to me.
Okay. And when you approached Ashley and she was rude to you, other than being rude, was there any other manner in which she spoke to you?
Very aggressively.
Aggressive. Okay. Thank you, Alex. I obviously will talk to Ashley in regards to this matter as well, but there are a couple of things that I want to share with you in regards to how to deal with this going forward. As you're aware, under our access and equity policy, we do not tolerate inappropriate behaviour, and it is inappropriate to speak to a work colleague in a rude or inappropriate manner. So in the meantime, I want you to try and continue to act as professionally as possible when dealing with Ashley. Don't engage her in discussions about the grievance issue that has been raised. Under the General Retail Award of 2010, matters subject to dispute resolution process, you're required to continue work as usual. So in your case, it'd be a case of just continuing to work with Ashley as you already do on the shifts that you are assigned together. If she comes up to you and Nadia's already left for today and advises you that she has to leave early, please act as normal and just say, okay, that's fine, and then just jot it down and let me know and advise me of the situation. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that's okay. Like I said earlier, though, I am a little bit concerned about her reaction now.
Yeah, and that is entirely understandable, and we will do everything in our power to get this matter resolved as quickly as possible. We do have an interview with Ashley this afternoon and with Nadia as well to follow up on this matter. So both of those interviews should take place before the next shift where Nadia is scheduled to leave early. So therefore, based on the occurrences that you've stated and that have occurred in the previous or in the past, Ashley won't leave early because Nadia will also be on. So that should resolve any issues where you may have a confrontation with her. Okay. In the meantime, if you do have any further concerns or any issues are raised, please do not hesitate to contact me and let me know of them, so that we can continue to make sure that this grievance is handled and resolved as quickly as possible.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Alex, thank you for your time, and I'll be in touch. I will let you know that I will take a transcript of this meeting that we've had today and send you a copy, which you'll need to sign. And a copy of that will be maintained in the HR file and as part of the grievance file on Ashley's record. So I will need you to sign that and drop that back to us as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time, and I will talk to you shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Welcome, Ashley, and thank you for coming to meet with me today. My name's Rebecca Forge.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, Ashley. I'm your HR business partner dealing with the grievance that has been raised against you by Alex. Are you aware of the concerns that Alex has raised?
Yes, I know that he's complained about me because I've been leaving work early.
Okay. All right. So sure. In your own words, do you want to give me a little bit more detail of what you believe is the situation?
Well, I've been leaving work early because there's lots of things happening at home, but I've been making up all the time that I've missed.
Okay. And how are you making up those times, Ashley?
So if I leave early one afternoon, I'll either come in early or I'll stay back late the next day.
All right. And how often do you think that you leave the office early?
Oh, it's not very often, maybe once a week.
Okay, but those times do add up, Ashley.
Yeah, but I'm still making up all the times.
Okay. On these occasions where you have left early, have you ever got pre-approval from your line manager before going early?
No, because my line manager's normally left, and then like a tradesman might call me and he needs me at the house straight away, so I have to go. So I just tell Alex that I've got to go.
Okay, but it is very interesting to find that on all the occasions that you've had to leave, it's just days that your line manager also left is her early day.
It's just a coincidence, seriously.
Okay.
I've just got a lot of things happening in my life.
All right. Now, you have mentioned that a couple of times. I will come back to that, but I just want to go over the requirements under the General Retail Industry Award of 2010 regarding your minimum working hours. As a full-time employee, you are required to work 38 hours. And if you want to amend those hours, you need to do it in agreement with your employer.
Yeah, I don't want to change my working hours, and I am working the 38 hours. It's just sometimes I have to go earlier, and then I make them up.
So when you leave early, what time are you clocking off at? The time you leave or the time that you're rostered to finish?
The roster time finish.
Okay. And you are aware that is also a breach of the award?
Well, I thought the workplace might be a little bit flexible because I'm doing it tough at the moment.
Okay. There are certainly requirements in regards to getting approval to leave early, and we will discuss those.
Yeah.
As far as being flexible, yes, we're happy to be flexible, but we need to be aware of the issues. Have you spoken to the Work Health and Safety Officer or the Health and Wellbeing Services provided?
No.
Okay. Are you aware of those services, Ashley?
No.
All right, Ashley, what I'm going to do is I'll give you the contact details for our Health and Wellbeing Officer, and you can arrange to speak to them and set up an appointment with the psychologist who can help you deal with those problems and give you better ways to cope with them.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Now, you have stated that you're aware that you have to work 38 hours.
Yep.
It's actually a requirement under the National Employment Standards that you work full-time, but it also is a requirement that you sign on and off at the times that you finish work, not when you're rostered to do so. The reason for that is as duty of care is involved by the employer. If something happens to you on the way home from work, whilst it may not be a compensable covered injury, you've stated you're at work when you were not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think of that. I've got a lot of things on my mind.
Yeah, so we will look into that, and we'll also get someone to speak to you in regards to your personal issues so we can get those fixed up for you. Now, furthermore, in relation to you leaving early, it cannot any longer happen, okay? What you will need to do if you do need to leave work early is get pre-approval from your line manager.
I haven't been able to do that because a lot of the times Nadia's already left for the day.
All right. On the occasions where Nadia has already left, you still need to get pre-approval to finish the work for the day, and to make sure that your shift can be covered, or that they do believe that the time's suitable for the office to be unattended or only be attended by one person.
Okay.
Once again, there are other issues that usually come into play with the number of staff that are rostered on to cover certain shifts.
Yep.
So if Nadia isn't available, you do need to contact the HR area or myself to do so. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Furthermore, what you need to do if you have gotten approval to leave early, you then need to put in a leave form for that period of time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, a leave
and
form.
That's right. And if you don't have the leave available, then it will be leave without
I've got
pay.
plenty of leave.
All right, no worries. Now, the other issue then is, and I've lost my train of thought. The other issue when leaving early and getting your leave in that form and that entered is, oh gosh.
So I have to work 38 hours a week, and I am doing the 38 hours a week. It's just that sometimes I leave early.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'll make it up, or I'll make it up in the next 2 days. So I'm still doing my whole 38 hours. And if you audit the timesheets, you'll see that I'm still doing my 38
and we will
hours.
have to do an audit of the timesheets. And you do obviously, need to be making that up. But there are other circumstances, like I've stated, that we need to cover off on those. So, like I said, get approval either from Nadia or your HR team.
Yep.
Put in a leave form to cover the leave that you're off.
Yep.
And sign off at the time that you finish. Okay. Not on the rostered shift.
Yep.
Now, as you have stated, you work locking off early and not at the normal time. That is a separate matter, and a matter that we will have to deal with. And yes, we will need to do an audit of your timesheets. And to do that audit, it will include a discussion with your line manager.
Yep.
And an audit of all your times. And then we will look at how we will proceed. There are 2 options in proceeding against this, and that is a disciplinary action or an action of just dealing it with as part of your performance proposal. Okay?
Yep.
And once we've made the decision, then we'll make the appointment with you.
Okay, and how long will that take?
Shouldn't take very long, because your time recording and that's all up to date.
Yep.
It's just a case of going through your time recordings, working out when you've left early, when you've worked back, when you've started early, and just correlating all of those.
Okay.
Considering, in fact, that you haven't counted the time when you clocked off early, but you have worked other times.
Yep.
So you've got, longer periods of work really than 38. Okay. So thank you for your time, and I'll write up the transcript of today's outcomes, and a copy will be printed for your records. You'll need to sign and return a copy to us. That will be kept on your HR file and on the grievance file, and keep a copy for yourself.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No. Am I free to go?
Yes, you are, Ashley, and thank you for your time today, and I'll be in touch with you very shortly. And I buggered that up, didn't I?
No, you didn't.